Man, oh man, oh man, what is up, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. I got some Call of Granddad, as Thunder likes to say it, or some COD World War II in the background. I got two gameplays. I know that my last couple of videos have been a little bit shorter than usual, but it's one of those videos, it's those kind of videos where you just want to, you're better off just being a little bit shorter and to the point. But this one's a little bit more lengthy because it goes a little bit more in depth into the soul, so to speak, because holy shit, as of right now, it's been already over 6 years since the last console release, this current gen console's release, and in less than a year from now, we're gonna have the Xbox Series X and the PS5 or whatnot coming out. And of course, with that being said, in 4 months from now, we will have E3 2020, and particularly with this one specifically, in my opinion, it's a lot more special because you have a new generation of consoles coming out. Now, here is the big thing, though. It is said that, actually, it's been pretty much confirmed that Sony and PlayStation 5 are going to miss E3. Well, Sony's going to miss it, so I guess that means there's not going to be anything regarding PlayStation 5 in terms of the console itself. But Sony is going to be missing E3 for 2 years in a row now, but with that being said, I'm sure they have something else up their sleeve. I'm sure there's something else at a later date that they are going to basically provide, so that way we know more about the console and everything in between. So I have no doubt that Sony's going to do business as usual, even though it won't take place at E3. I guess there's just some sort of disagreement going on with the ESA from what I read earlier, or something along those lines. But anyway, with that being said, it's still a really good time to be a gamer. It really is. I mean, we're just a few months away from the next Call of Duty details being released and revealed. And then a few months after that, we're going to have E3. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing quite like when there's an E3, especially when there's a new console generation, which puts more spice to things, right? There's nothing quite special like an E3 all of a sudden, and you're able to be at home, or let's just say you get back from work and you watch the rebroadcast of the press conference or whatever it is, or whatever you want to see. You just get some nice old food, or you cook some good old food, or get some nice ass takeout, and you just watch, and then you just enjoy all the stuff that's pretty much being revealed, and you just go through the moment. And if you're able to be at home and to watch it when it's live, it's fucking badass. I mean, there's going to be one day where I will go to an E3. I'm very looking forward to that. There's two things I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to go to a Comic-Con, and I've always wanted to go to E3. And Comic-Con, I mean San Diego Comic-Con. So there will be a time and a place when that does happen. Crossing my fingers here. You guys can't see that. But yeah, I'm really excited about E3, and I wanted to talk about a few things that I'm specifically excited about, other than the fact that, well, we got two consoles coming out. And by the way, I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, Jack, which one you're going to get, and all different questions about the consoles. And the thing is, well, at this point right now, in terms of performance, both of the consoles are more or less going to be pretty identical. I mean, it's going to be very different to notice the difference in terms of performance. Maybe unless you watch like a Digital Foundry video or something like that. But one thing I wanted to discuss is that it appears that the Xbox Series X, there's two other code names for the consoles, and that's Lockhart and Anaconda. And I'm assuming they're like two different variants. There's going to be one that's less expensive and one more expensive. I guess it just depends on what your personal specific needs are. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm going to say it now. The Xbox that you're seeing the gameplay on right now, the Xbox that I got for Xbox One, is actually the original Xbox. I never upgraded to an S or an X. I have the original big ass brick of an Xbox, and it still runs well. It still does what it's supposed to do. I've got really no problems with it. I haven't had any problems with it, thank goodness. The only thing I obviously upgraded was to the Elite controller back in 2015, which I've been extremely happy with ever since. But in terms of the console, it does everything and anything I want it to do. I think Game Pass is really, really big for Xbox. I think Sony now has something of a similar thing, which is great. I think the biggest lesson that Sony learned from this current generation of consoles is just how important backwards compatibility is. And Sony are smart people. They're not dumb by any means. They won this console war in terms of Xbox One versus PS4. They won. They sold more consoles. They did it, and they definitely had a much better start. So Xbox did do some catching up, but as far as they've come, and as much as Phil Spencer has made a difference ever since he became the president of Microsoft or whatever it is, basically it simply wasn't enough. The Kinect the Kinect was one thing that really, like, if the Xbox One didn't have the Kinect and was forcing people in the beginning to spend an extra $100 on something that they didn't even want, I think Xbox at this point would be in a much better place than it is even now, so to speak, because it all has a domino effect. So I'm just excited for the games and the exclusives and the consoles. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get both consoles at once, but as of right now, I'm just leaning towards Xbox, but at the same time, again, I'm not a console fanboy. I am a gaming fanboy. If I'm able to, I will dish out the money to get both consoles. But here's the thing. It all depends on what specifically caters to my personal needs a little bit more. And I do take content creation into account as well. So that's something that's also important. And as a content creator, it's really good not to miss out on anything. Like, I know I don't have a Switch or a Wii U or whatever you want to call it, or a Switch actually. But I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Nintendo. And if I had wanted to like throw away some money, I definitely would get a Switch. But the thing is, I just don't play single player games as much anymore. But as time goes on, as life continues to prove that everything comes full circle, and the past has a way of kind of revisiting you in many different ways, obviously, or you getting into things that you used to be into in the past. It's happened multiple times in many different things in life, and I have no doubt that one day it will happen again with video games. And every once in a while, I have that itch to play single player games. Like, one game that I'm specifically looking forward to right now is Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm very much looking forward to streaming that. Some of you guys on stream have said that you would absolutely love to be in stream when I stream that. I think that game is going to have tremendous amount of replay value. I mean, I think it's going to take a long ass time to beat it. I mean, I've always wanted a first-person shooter with RPG elements put in, more shooter and some RPG elements. I mean, we don't know exactly. I mean, I don't know specifically exactly how much of RPG elements in it, but I don't give a damn. It's a first-person shooter. It's going to be open world. You're going to be able to do shit. I mean, it's how nice is it just to get on and play a game and just chill, really, and just not worry about all the bullshit that you worry about with Call of Duty multiplayer, and just explore and share it with you guys. You know, that would be absolutely excellent. I can't wait for that to come by, because I really would like to do that in April. I mean, April can't come soon enough. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it, and I have no doubt that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to make a shit ton of money. And rightfully so. And plus, of course, you got fucking Keanu Reeves in the game. But anyway, that's enough about Cyberpunk 2077. The one game that I'm actually very much looking forward to, and actually goes pretty much well with everything I mentioned here in terms of the past coming to you in the present, is Halo. Halo Infinite has been in development for like 5 years or over 5 years now. And that game is going to be absolutely huge. There's a whole bunch of rumors. I mean, we don't know that much about it. People are still in speculation or whatnot, but we do know that they've obviously been working their asses off on it. They continue to work their asses off on upgrading the Master Chief Collection, which every single time I see updates for that game that come out really frequently, and in terms of their communication with the community, as well as the patch notes, there's no bullshit patch notes that hide shit in between or anything like that. And them constantly making the PC version of the game better, and those versions are released, and they're telling you what they're working on, not just what they released. Every time I see something like that, it just makes me kind of jealous. It's like, I wish Call of Duty had that kind of development team to where they were communicating back and forth. Again, I don't know if it's the development teams that make that decision, or I don't know if it's Activision basically being in the background saying, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, or you're limited to this, or you're limited to that. I don't know. I mean, with Call of Duty, you really just never know. But the thing is, I mean, I'm actually excited for Halo Infinite, honestly, both for the multiplayer and the single player. I think the single player is going to be really great. I think the game is going to look and play fabulous. I really can't wait to see what they do. And I spent a good amount of time playing Halo 5. I enjoyed the hell out of Halo 5. I know a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people had their complaints about it or whatnot, but as a shooter, along with the movement and the multiplayer aspect of the game, and how it really rewarded a player that had better skill, my goodness, Halo 5 was a terrific game. And there was more times that I spent on that game getting my ass handed to me. I mean, I have to play the game for months on end for me to start getting better and good, and to start making video game gains, so to speak. And that game whooped my ass, but I still enjoyed it. So, I mean, as long as I enjoy a game, I don't really give a fuck if I get my ass handed to me. Enjoyment is number one. And going through the transition is another thing, which is why I fucking hate skill-based matchmaking. Because the skill-based matchmaking really just keeps that transition from happening. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, with this, now, for those of you guys that are excited about E3, I want to know, what specifically are you excited about? I know there's going to be a ton of games that are going to be mentioned and talked about that we don't even know about yet. There's going to be sequels to all sorts of games and stuff like that from both Sony as well as the Microsoft standpoint. Obviously, there's going to be Breath of the Wild 2 for Switch and all that kind of stuff. There's always going to be updates to current games. There's going to be updates to like Gears 5. There's going to be updates to like all sorts of things from both sides of the spectrum. But I mean, honestly, I'm keeping it really simple as of right now. And the thing is, I'm just really going to like let myself just let the news be revealed to me as it's being revealed live, because usually I like to look shit up, and I do till this day, but I'm doing it a lot less now. I just wanted to kind of share my excitement in this video and tell you what I'm personally excited for the most. And it's basically the new generation of consoles that are going to be coming out in less than a year. That's one thing. Another thing is Halo, because I started out with Halo before I played COD. A lot of you guys may not know that, especially those of you guys that are new. Halo is what started it all, and I was always an aggressive player, which back then, Halo was a lot slower, but it's all we had, right? And then after COD came along, I was still so deep in the Halo, even though Halo was constantly getting faster because they implemented Sprint with Reach and everything like that. But the thing is, once Black Ops 1 came around, and I started looking into Black Ops, that's when it all started. That's when the switch happened. And then once Black Ops 2 hit, I mean, I just became a Call of Duty enthusiast to the max. And I started playing more of that. Multiplayer Call of Duty consumed my life afterwards, even to the point to where after I discovered YouTube, that there was a Call of Duty thing on YouTube, it just basically consumed me, and this is what you have today. But going back to how everything comes full circle, I'm really excited to see what they do with Halo, because there's going to be an open world element according to rumors. Multiplayer is going to be fabulous, I have no doubt about it. I'm sure it's going to play well. I'm actually excited to see when the beta is going to come out. Usually the beta, I mean, for Halo 5, the beta came out like a year or so before the game came out. So hopefully within the next 3 to 4 months, we should be due for a beta. I'm personally excited to see how that plays and to get more news about it, because I'm in suspense. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for games that I don't even play as much anymore, or that I may play again. So single player games, Nintendo. Again, I grew up on Nintendo. Nintendo was the SNES era of gaming was my favorite ever. I have the best memories ever from Nintendo, and with friends as well. But the thing is, there are a multitude of reasons to be excited. E3 is absolutely something that I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to binge on some cheat meals and just to watch all the news being unveiled and looking into the games and all that kind of stuff. Cyberpunk 2077 is not too far away. We're about 2.5 months away or something like that, if not less. We got COD news coming out within the next couple months, and then we got the consoles coming out in less than a year, and then E3 in 4 months. It's a good time to be a gamer, and let's be optimistic about this generation of games. And if anything, I just want to know what you're excited about specifically. Are you guys going to go with PS4? Are you guys going to go with the Xbox? What games are you looking forward to? Even if it's on the Switch, it doesn't matter. I'm a gamer. I enjoy games, and I will actually, I'm even debating on whether or not doing a second channel for just Let's Plays, so that way I could play all sorts of different games and stuff, because the itch, I believe, is slowly but surely starting to come back. But more on that maybe in a future video. But that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you're excited about and what you are looking forward to seeing and what the rumors are and all that kind of stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if I didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next stream and or video. Take care.